We saw in the previous lectures the paradigm called the rich get richer. It was a rich get richer. So what was happening there? People with high degree, they tend to attract people more. So people who have high degree, if they have high degree, then they have more propensity to attract more people towards them. So a person who has more friends will attract more friends. More friends, since he has more friends, he'll attract more friends, and so on and so forth. This is a sort of a hypothesis. This is a hypothesis validated on several data. Validated on data. That doesn't make this hypothesis true, but it is highly suspected that this phenomena is indeed happening. What phenomena? The phenomena that the rich get richer, because of which we observe the power law happening. Right? The power law as in the drop in the curve, if you remember. The drop in the curve. Correct? Fine. So now we will try to ask this question. This question slightly unrelated from networks, but related, of course, and quite an intriguing question. When we say rich get richer, right? How did these people become rich in the first place to begin with? Right? I mean, you say that people who have more friends attract more friends. How did they start getting these so-called more friends? Right? So let us take an example. If I were to rewind history, do you think Alice in Wonderland still would be a very popular story ever written? Do you think J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter would still be a bestseller? Right? There are many such authors who wrote many novels and stories which did not make it to the bestseller status just the way Harry Potter did. If I were to rewind history, that's my question. If I were to rewind it, do you think successful people will continue to be successful? Well, how do we even rewind history? How do we even mimic such a experiment? How do we try to sort of redo a stuff and then see if popular people continue to be popular? If history were to rewind itself and then play once again, do you think Britney Spears would still be the best? Do you think Obama will again become the president of the United States? Well, this is very tough to answer, right? So probably one should think of an experiment which sort of tries to attempt an answer to this question. So what kind of experiment can one do is my question now. What experiment can you think of? So I hope my question is clear to you all. The question is, people who are rich tend to become richer, right? Who are these rich people? Everybody starts afresh with zero money, right? So who are these people who become famous? J.K. Rowling, before her first work, was not known to people, right? And she came to know, people got to know of her through her Harry Potter's work, The Philosopher's Stone, which is the part 1 of Harry Potter. And then she became really famous, and whatever she wrote sold. Of course, the work was good too, but then still it gave her an edge because she was successful with her first attempt. Right? So is this true in general that if you are good you will make it, or is it because by luck you make it the first time and you become rich and you become richer because you were rich, and so on? There was a nice experiment conducted which I am going to describe right now. People took some music songs for download. They took 48 songs. Okay. Song 1, song 2, up to 48 songs. and a bunch of people were asked to come to this portal. This is a portal basically. This is a portal. Let me write that down. This is a portal for songs download. Portal for songs, for the downloading of the songs. Okay, songs download. Okay, and people would come here, people come here to download songs. Now, with time, people observed that song 2 was being downloaded a whole lot. People do get to see what song is downloaded how many times. Okay, then the number of downloads is visible, and people did see this, and eventually it was observed that songs that were downloaded more often became more and more popular. Okay, people observed the distribution of downloads. They observed the distribution of downloads. Some of them were really popular and some of them weren't very popular. Okay, now here goes our question. If I were to take another world, okay, a parallel world as I call it, and then take the same 48 songs that I took here and display them for downloading on a different portal. Here was a portal, okay, this is a different portal, another portal. Okay, and then again I let some new bunch of people to come here, random bunch of people to see, and then they download the songs as usual, as in the previous case. And now I see the distribution of how many times song 1 was downloaded, the number of times song 2 was downloaded, and the number of times song 48 was downloaded, and so on, all the songs. I have made a note of this as well, right, in the previous case. Okay, so now what do you expect? Let me be clear. The people here are different. They are different from people here who downloaded the songs. This is one world. Which one? This one is world number 1. This one is world number 2. Okay, so if I were to create many such worlds, let's say world 1, world 2, world 3, let's say world 4, 5 and 6. I have 6 different worlds, and in all these worlds I have the same bunch of songs. Song 1 to song 48. I have 48 songs. Okay, same thing everywhere. All right, so let me just copy paste this, and I have the same thing here, and then the same thing here in W3, and then in W4 I have the same bunch of songs. And assume I have this 5, what is called the parallel universe, where different bunch of people are allowed to come and download the songs. Here people are different, here people are different, and so on. So please note, these people do not know about other portals. There are 6 portals, and different people are assigned to different places. So people who are assigned here are different from people who are assigned here, and people who are assigned here, and so on. So it was observed that the distribution of W1 and the distribution of W2 and that of W3 and that of W4 and that of W5 and that of W6 were all different. What do I mean by that? By that I mean a winner here, the most downloaded song here was different from the most downloaded song here, was different from what it was here, different from here, different from here, and different from here. Now pause for a minute and think what's happening. You have 6 different worlds where different people were assigned the task of downloading music and rating the music. And it was observed that the number of downloads of a song was different in different portals. Now, why is this? What just happened here? The reason here is precisely what we were discussing before, the rich getting richer phenomena. Rich get richer phenomena. The fact that you displayed the downloading information, or let's say rating information, right? You displayed the download information, download information, and people saw that and sort of became biased, right? So highly downloaded songs, it was displayed there, of course. These are the highly downloaded songs. Biased new people to download these songs, and hence they downloaded, and that added to the download count once again, so on and so forth. Okay, so there was an experiment which involved another world with the same songs, where no information of the download was displayed, and yet again the distribution was very different here. Okay, so this was the 7th world, let's say 7th world. Okay, all right. So what does it signify? It signifies that the fact that something is good results in that something becoming further good, right? Good becomes good even further. So rather, the right word is better. Good gets better, and better gets let's say more better. Sounds like wrong English grammar, but there's no other way for me to explain this. Good gets better, better becomes more better, and more better becomes more and more better. Why? That's because if something is very good, people tend to get attracted to it, and they add into the popularity of the stuff. Right? So this is called the rich get richer phenomena. This is observed in almost all the places. I'll give you one instance where you can relate this phenomena very well, and that is your Quora portal. If you didn't know, Quora is a portal where people ask questions. There's a question and there is an answer. There is not just an answer, there is an answer 1, answer 2, answer 3, and so on. So what happens in Quora is, just in case let's say answer 2 becomes really popular, okay? Answer 2 becomes really popular. You know what happens then? Okay, this sort of dominates this question thread. Answer 2 becomes popular, and it gets more what is called upvotes, and more people see answer 2 and they will upvote it all the more. And just in case a new answer comes, let's say answer 25, okay, which is much better than this answer, nobody at all, even if it's much better than answer 2, assume answer 25 is way better than answer 2, nobody will see it. It will just be flushed down somewhere, because Quora displays answers based on upvotes, right? At least so far, the main logic behind displaying the answers first is based on the sorted order of their upvotes. So more the upvotes, more people will see it, and more will they upvote the answer, and the answer becomes popular, and no answer that is below answer 2 or lower will ever be displayed. So do you see the rich get richer phenomena happening here? Rich get richer phenomena happening here. Now, one can ask several questions here. So, getting back to a previous question, let me go back to the slide where we were discussing J.K. Rowling's popularity, etc. So, if I were to rewind history, right, it is most probably true that people, first ranked people, may not always be the same. First ranked people aren't the same. Okay, first ranked as in first few ranked people. Although people who do really well will continue to do really well, people who don't do well will continue not to do very well. But the first rank, but the top few ranks will actually shuffle. By this I mean Obama may not become a president if history were to rewind. J.K. Rowling may not become the best-selling author if history were to rewind. And our experiment sort of gives a nice idea as to why our hypothesis is true, that the person who starts off afresh might become rich out of luck to begin with, and then rich get richer, and he or she becomes richer and richer and richer and attracts more popularity and becomes all the more richer. Okay, a good and nice question to ask is, how can one detect the right talent? Detect the right talent by subtracting out the popularity obtained by this rich getting richer phenomena. So how can one do this? This is one nice question that one can ask. Okay, yeah, this is one thing. And second thing is, if something has had this, something has exhibited this rich getting rich phenomena, how does one judge? How does one judge the true value of an entity? True value of an entity which is grown because of rich getting richer phenomena, right? So both sound sort of similar, but there's a subtle difference between them. The first one being something that's over already. How do you know who is the right person? By subtracting out the popularity. The second one is you should not just rank them, but you should understand the true value. For example, in Quora upvotes, if the votes are beyond 100, should you really take it seriously? Right? A question's answer which is beyond 100 but was an answer to a second answer to the question, one should probably subtract out a few votes here to sort of normalize and understand the exact popularity of the answer. Right? So these are all still open questions in the domain where people have not really understood. Firstly, we don't understand if rich getting richer phenomena is the reason why power law emerges. First one, right? Is rich getting richer the reason for the emergence of power law? This, we haven't understood it well, it's just a hypothesis. Secondly, rich getting richer phenomena adds noise to popularity. How to remove this noise, right? How does one go about removing it? How to remove this noise so that the true color, the true picture, the true popularity of a person is revealed.